Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here, got another Master Duel video for you, and it is Monday, which of course means it is once again time for one of our weekly viewer specials. So, for those of you who are new to the channel or unfamiliar with the series, in this series, again, we do this every single Monday, where we watch replays from you all, the viewers, to kind of help get you all involved, and so we can appreciate all the cool decks and games that are out there, because of course I could never cover everything, and I really like to see what you're all cooking up and your, again, just your cool games. It's always nice to watch games with decks you're not familiar with and to get, well, a little more familiar with them, and of course to celebrate you all, the viewers. As always, I gotta give a huge thanks to you all. This has been the longest ongoing series in the channel. I've been doing it pretty much since we started doing Master Duel videos, so the viewer special has been going on for, I think, almost 2 years at this point, which is insane to me, that like every single week for that amount of time, people have still been submitting games and just having fun doing it, so always a blast. If you would like to submit some games for the viewer special, you can do so by checking out the description below. You're going to find an invite link to our Discord server, and under the Master Duel section, there's a channel called Viewer Special Submissions where you can put those right there. Main bit of info that we'll be needing from you is your 9-digit player ID. That way we can, of course, view your publicly saved replays. Please do make sure they are publicly saved. Also, please make sure that you are entering your player ID correctly. That way I'm able to view the, again, publicly saved replays on your profile and then, well, share them. So, let's see, if you want to do multiple submissions, that is a-okay. You can do as many different replays as you would like. However, the only thing we really ask is that you don't submit the same game, you know, over and over and over again. But we don't really have that issue, so I don't anticipate that we will. If you want to leave a little blurb about the game, that's very helpful, even if it's just simply, I played this deck versus this deck. That's extremely helpful. But even if you want to get into the games themselves a little bit and talk about, like, what kind of a duel it was, that can also be helpful little bits of info too. I do watch pretty much everything that comes through. We only have time to feature so many per week, but again, we do this series every single week. So even if you don't get featured this week, there is the next week as well. And I try to make a conscious effort every week to include some people who I don't recognize, who might be newer or don't submit as often, to make sure that people are getting turns in there, right? So I think that's pretty much everything we have to cover here at the start. Let's start watching those replays. Okay, our first submission comes to us from Alick, friend of the channel. We have a game here against Jerry. I want to see some Magis Spector in action, because I actually haven't run into this deck on ladder, nor have I played it myself yet, so let's see what's going on here. You know, one thing I'm noticing about Alick's build here is that there's not a whole lot of, like, generic pendulum stuff in the main deck. That was one thing I was a little afraid of, like, because I had the thought about, oh, what if I wanted to try Magis Spector? But my first thought was like, oh, well, I don't want to spend, like, all the UR for all the generic pendulum stuff, too, right? But as far as the main deck goes, I'm not seeing too much of it here. There's, of course, Beyond and Exceed the Pendulum and the extra, but, yeah, I mean, that's not as bad UR-wise as I thought it might be. So we're going to lead with Magis Spector Raccoon to try to add a Magis Spector monster. Opponent's going to Ash Blossom that. We have the called by for the Ash Blossom. They're going to chain the Maxi, though. And one thing I did read in Alick's notes is that we are going to be taking the Maxi challenge with Magis Spector. So I'm very eager to see how this one plays out. Alright, the Magis Spector Raccoon is going to resolve, adding the Porcupine to our hand. Porcupine effect to special summon, and then we're going to link off these two into the new Link monster, Magis Spector Orthos New. This card's actually pretty wild. Basically, the idea is that we get to add back those monsters that we use for the Link summon to our hand, and then also set up a pendulum scale, right? So yeah, the ability to do that in one Link 2 is pretty wild. Or no, sorry, it's not a pendulum scale, you set up your extra deck, that's right. I do believe you are archetype locked, though, after using this effect. For the extra deck, you're archetype locked for extra deck summons. And your archetype locked into Magis Spector and Draco Slayer. So, you know, of the archetype locking effects, I actually like this one quite a bit because it doesn't feel as restrictive, right? Again, it only locks extra deck summons. I saw the certain field spell coming down here, yep. And then it also locks the, what's it called? Into 2 different archetypes, so. Alright, a little bit of sweet revenge here. Not only are we going to maxi them back, but of course, we did manage to grab the Secret Village as well, which a lot of people are probably familiar with as the Spell Floodgate if you control a Spellcaster, and we have plenty here. We also have the Magis Spector Tornado as well as Wind face down as well, so we're pretty well set up here. And if we look at our opponent's hand, we really only gave them like a net +1 on the maxi, so I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how much we're able to set up despite playing under the bug here, so. Oh, they're just going to concede right into that. Oh. Dang. Well, that was actually a pretty nice showcase of what Magis Spector can do playing under the Roach. You know, usually I only look at 1 replay per person, but you know what? I want to see more of what Magis Spector can do. So let's take a look at this other game here as well against Punk Mech Knights. Yeah, because again, I'm quite curious. I haven't seen Magis Spector played at all since the new release. So let's see what we can do with this hand here. Oh wow, we opened Kieran plus a lot of the Pendulum monsters, so that's pretty good. Alright, Magis Spector Raccoon, adding the Porcupine yet again. We can special the Porcupine, and then I imagine we're going into the League 2 again. Looks like it. Okay, so the Magis Spector Orthus new coming down here. They're going to Valor that, which is actually a pretty good Valor target, because, again, naturally that'll set up a lot of advantage for us. It's kind of like being able to search any 2 out of the deck that you want, any 2 Magis Spector monsters, right? Because of just the ability to place them in the extra deck and then still add a Pendulum Scale back to your hand. Alright, so now we're overlaying Yada and Porcupine for the new Xyz Pendulum Magis Spector Draco Ryu. They're using an Imperm on it, okay. That way we're not able to special summon the level 6 or lower Wind Spellcaster from the deck. I see. We do still get the Fox effect for the counter trap, which is pretty nice. And then an Imperm of our own. Alright, so Punk Mech Knight is what they're on. So they're leading with the Foxy for the Zaamine. We're going to Imperm that while they have the field spell up. They'll still get the draw, but negated Zaamine 2 cards in hand is not the best position for them, for sure. Oh, they get to summon the Deer Nut from the field spell effect, I see. Okay, sinking for 8. Going for the Punk Jam Dragon Drive. We're going to Tempest that, however, to negate the summon. Alright, they do still get the Deer Note effect. However, we are going to then do the Ryu effect, and I imagine that we're going to pull out, yep, the Kieran here. Kieran, a very, very good card. It's basically Pendulum DPE, but it bounces instead of what is it? Destroying. And of course, Kieran, much like every Magis Spector card, can be targeted. So it's a very nice thing to inherently have in your archetype. So yeah, cool. I'm glad we watched that other game. They were both kind of short ones, so we were able to sneak both of them in and see some pure Magis Spector action. But I think we might see some more Magis Spector action here as well. But thank you very much for those games, Alick. Let's take a look at our next one. Okay, so our next game comes to us from Soul, aka Nezalor, over on the Discord there. Playing Yubel, we're going to be taking a look at this game against Snake Eye. Particularly with this iteration of Yubel, we're on Shyama as well as the Beatrice, which I have considered trying this build out, so very eager to watch games with it and see how it plays. Alright, not a bad opening hand here. Oh, actually, no, yeah. Wait a second. I thought the Grave Squirmer was Lotus for a moment for some reason. No, okay, so that is going to be Eternal Favorite Pass. Alright, we do have the Ogre. And the thing is, too, like, we have Spirit in hand. Like, Having to pass a Spirit in Hand is of course not ideal, but you know, it does potentially mean that we have the ability to not die here. Because when they go to attack for lethal, right, unless they have a monster negate on board, Spirit of Yubel, when an attack is declared, is going to special itself, then we can't take damage and it can't be destroyed by battle, so that is the nice thing about Yubel. You kind of have that, like, inherent, if you have Spirit in Hand, you have the potential, anyway, to have that sort of inherent, like, protection. Alright, they're going for Flamberge. We're really holding on to that Ghost Ogre. I kind of thought for a moment it was going to get used against that Oak, but, no, we're going for the IP. Or they're going for the IP, rather. Also, does appear to be pure Snake Eye. Not something you see often at all anymore. Maybe we were waiting for Promethean Princess? Nope. Okay, that's going to bring out the Flamberge. Flamberge F to place. Okay, now here is the Yubel, stopping us from getting lethaled here. Thankfully, the what is it? The Flamberge effect to push something into Spell Trap is not a quick effect. Oh my god, could you imagine? That'd be ridiculous. We're going to Subversion it. We're going to chain the Grave Squirmer. But they have the Silvera. At least we're getting the Silvera out of the way now. It's too bad. If it weren't for that Silvera, we could have specialed Grave Squirmer and then popped the Spirit. Not only, of course, preventing it from going into the Spell Trap Zone, but also summoning the Yubel as well. Okay, they're ending on Amble Whale with multiple Flamberges up, as well as IP in the Spell Trap there. Top decking Nightmare Throne is very, very good. That is probably one of the best top decks we could have gotten there. Okay, here's the IP. Nightmare Throne adding another Spirit. Now we're going to normal the Grave Squirmer. They're going to use the Field Spell to take our Spirit, which I feel like is probably fine. Prom Princess on Almirage? Really? Okay. That's a little surprising. Especially to do that before IP, because now the opponent is fire locked. Wait, hang on. So we Squirmer. And they chained Callby on Almirage. I guess they thought Almirage was being brought back, but we can in fact special summon a Fiend monster from the hand with the Grave Squirmer effect. So it looks like we were saving Ghost Ogre for the IP, which also makes sense. So Callby doesn't really do anything here. IP doesn't do anything here. The opponent is out of interaction that we know of. Face down card and card in hand could still be things, but Spirit of Yubel coming down, we get to flip up the Nightmare Pain, pop it, and then adding the Yubel to hand. Okay, Nightmare Throne effect for the Terror Incarnate, which gets to summon. We definitely should have added something other than Yubel, because we could have just summoned that from deck as well. Oh, it's Valoring the Terror Incarnate. I don't think they know what's going on. They have the Solemn for Eternal Favorite. We were going to fuse away the entire board, but does not look like it's going to be happening, which is fine. We still have plenty of options here. And including, but not limited to, I didn't even realize how low, well, I should have because of the Solemn Judgment, right? Now that their life points are so low, yeah, those options include just swinging in for lethal with the Nightmare Pain. I gotta love the old Yubel win con of stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. So good. Alright, thanks for that, Game Soul. Got one more to check out here. Let's end off with that one. And our final game here for this video comes to us from none other than Toadette, who's always sharing some cool decks, cool brews, and we have quite the brew here. We're going to watch this game against Meeps. Toadette's playing Yubel, or playing against Yubel. Meeps is on Yubel. We are playing Centurion, Bystial with a Synchron package as well, so I thought there was a Magis Spector blend in here. Maybe I misread that, but yeah, so this could be a dual room game. That's why we can see Meeps' hand up here as well. So looks like we're going to lead with the Stardust Illumination, sending the Synchron to the deck there. Chaos Space will turn Nib into the Illusion of Chaos. With Illusion of Chaos, we're going to grab the Magician's Souls. Looks like I think we're going to be using that to cycle a couple of cards in our hand and see if we can draw some more action. And we do find a couple of Bestial cards. It's going to be pretty good for us. Rebellion into Magnum Hut. Now we can use the Stardust Synchron, sacking the Magician's Souls to bring it back. Stardust Synchron effect gets to then add the Arrive in Light. Magnum Hut banishing Illusion of Chaos summon itself. Of course, also getting that search effect in. Throwing down the continuous spell. And now we get to synchro the Stardust Synchron and Bestial Magnum Hut into the Bestial Dissipator. Alright, Arriving Light's going to let us draw the Converging Wills Dragon, which can then pull the Brotar, the Omni Dragon Brotar. I still think that's such a funny name. Alright, Rebellion pulling the Regained. Okay, here's the Centurion Auxilia, and now I think we're going to kickstart our Centurion package by summoning that here. So, also going to get a draw in with the Chaos Space. Now we can go for the stand-up Centurion. Use that pitching the Imperm to place Trudea. Trudea effect to special, and then Trudea effect to place stealth, and then pre-meta. Get a special the pre-meta here, and add the Wake Up Centurion. That's going to let us get the token. We can make it either level 4 or 8. Gonna go for the level 8 token here, and then Synchro Summon for the Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon's effect gets to add the Synchro Rumble from deck to hand, and then we're going to put it back in order to summon out the Cosmic Blazar, in addition to the Centurion Auxilia. Rumble's gonna bring back the Stardust Synchron. Now we can summon the Bestial Baldrake by banishing the Magician's Souls. This will trigger the Branded Regained as well, drawing another card, sinking for 10 yet again. Not again, but just sinking again for 10 this time. For the Ruddy Rose Dragon, that's quite interesting. Oh, and then we're making, is this 11? What is this? Oh, right, of course, it's the Majestic Star Dragon, which we can make with the Converging Wills Dragon. That's cool. I totally forgot this was level 11. I thought this was another level 12 monster, but... yeah, Majestic Dragon, which Converging Wills Dragon is treated as. And then one or more non-tuners, including a Dragon Synchro, which of course Ruddy Rose Dragon did fulfill. Alright, Stand-Up Centurion's going to mill the trap card, and then we're passing back for placing the pre-meta, and then also getting the Druid Swarm. So that seems like a very, very good turn 1 setup. Oh my goodness. Got the Auxilia, the Blazar, and the Majestic Star Dragon. Meeps is going to Offering for the Dark Beckoning Beast. We're going to negate and destroy that. Also negating and destroying the gates with the Shooting Majestic Dragon. Oh, it banishes, not destroys. Wow. And then we're even going to Called by the Yubel in the yard, which is definitely going to prevent Meeps from doing quite a few things. Especially getting the advantage off the Spirit, right? Oh no, it does bring it back from Banish. I didn't know that. I thought, oh my god, that card's even more broken than I thought it was. Alright. We still get to bring back the Bestial Dissipator with Branded Regained. However, when we activate Arrive in Light, looks like Meeps is going to chain the Super Poly, fusing away, of course, the entire board into Yubel, the Loving Defender forever. Arrive in Light letting us draw a card here. Alright, we're going to get burned a little bit, but... we get to banish the Grave Squirmer. So that way they can't summon anything, going for the Druid Swarm. Alright, we get to draw here, and then we also get to go for the Centurion stuff as well. Oh, and then we have the Field Spell to let us quick synchro, potentially. Well, not potentially, I think that's actually just about to happen here. Okay, we make Phantom, Nightmare Pain, Battle Phase, Phalanx Graveyard Effect. Brings that back, causes it to lose attack points. Now we get to sync for 10. Quick going into the Chaos Angel with a light and a dark on the opponent's turn, banishing the Loving Defender forever, and also... oh no, we're sending Loving Defender, and then we're banishing the Nightmare Pain, I see. And also, we get to throw the Arrival in Light Chain Link at the end of that. So basically, because the last card in the Chain Link was a spell card, Phantom of Yubel had nothing to negate there. Yeah, no damage is getting bounced back to us. And Terra Incarnate destroys, well, everything that can be destroyed. Brotar, adding the Saronir, and then we of course also get back our big Synchro Dragons as well. Wow, that was cool. That was really cool. We simply negate the Terra Incarnate. And swing in for lethal. Wow, that was so cool. Yeah, I'm quite eager to try out Centurion myself. Oh, you said Majestic, not Magis Spector. I see. I was like trying to remember, like, rather that just occurred to me. Because I said earlier in the video, like, oh, we'll see more Magis Spector later. But then I thought it was going to be this deck, but no, I just misread Majestic as Magis Spector. I see. But thank you very much, Toad. Very, very cool to see Centurion in action. Again, I'm actually very eager to try Centurion. I actually just recently got done crafting all my Centurion stuff, so look out for that video probably in the next couple of days here. But yep, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you again to everyone who submitted, and looking forward to hear from you all next week and see more of your awesome games. But for the time being, that's going to do it. Let's just move on to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's again free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up and it all definitely means the world. So thank you each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out. But more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.